Life didn't just change for me. It cracked me open and showed me everything that I've been trying to mask. I went through things that I wouldn't wish on anybody.
At the time when I found out, at the same time as the rest of the world, that my marriage was ending in divorce, I was gutted.
I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy, when I would spew some of my old habits. And he was like, that's not flying here. I thought, unless I want to stay in this place where I lose this person I love, what if I got rid of that?
Rivah TV. What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So Jeannie Mai is actually making headlines for mentioning Jeezy again. And so if you guys are unaware, Jeannie Mai was actually married to Jeezy. The two of them had a very messy divorce. They had one child together, a baby girl. And so it looks like she has made her return back to social media. And in doing so, she ended up posting a video, kind of like a synopsis of everything that she has been going through now, and that she's kind of turning a new leaf. And the blogs have picked it up, and there was snippets of the conversation that were actually posted as well.
Life didn't just change for me. It cracked me open and showed me everything that I've been trying to mask. I went through things that I wouldn't wish on anybody. The kind of pain that shakes your faith and makes you question everything. Because I realized how far I had abandoned myself, how often I traded peace for making broken things look whole.
So as you can see here, it says, Jeannie Mai is opening up about her split from Jeezy and says she spent years confusing instability for affection. In a new vlog, she explains that the pain of their marriage and divorce cracked her open and forced her to see how much she had been masking. Mai says becoming a mother to her daughter Monaco pulled her back to herself, reminding her of who she'd been losing along the way. She admits the 2 years she feared most became the years that saved her. It then says, quote, "For years I mistook chaos for love," end quote. She said, adding that after everything she's lived through, the wins, the wounds, the rebuilding, she's finally starting to feel whole again. She says, quote, "It cracked me open and showed me everything that I've been trying to mask. I went through things that I wouldn't wish on anybody," Mai said. She then says, "The kind of pain that shakes your faith and makes you question everything. A chapter of my life ended once I shared right here," end quote. So in regards to the situation, I think that Jeannie Mai has been on social media like here and there, but I guess she's trying to come back at full capacity to a norm. I had recently seen a post that went viral on social media where she was like with her friends and they were kind of like dancing to some music, and she was like, at the forefront, popping it, dropping it, all the above. And, this is such an interesting situation because Jeannie Mai was married to a man that she was with, and she had said and proclaimed that she never wanted to have any children.
My husband and I have been married for 7 years, and when we got married, at first, we didn't want kids. 7 years later now, I see it in him. I see when children are around, I can feel it inside me of what people say that it just hits you. I don't feel it, but I see it in him. I'm admitting I am a selfish person.
Then, she gets with Jeezy, and Jeezy came there on the show, and she was like all about it,
You smell really yummy.
Yeah.
Look how she looks. Yummy.
You like it?
Yeah.
I think it's called Oud.
It's called Oud.
Yeah,
Oh, Oud by Tom Ford?
Yeah.
She had never been in a long-term relationship with, a black man, but she's always said that it was her type or whatever the case is.
You dated black guys.
Loved black guys. Yeah. I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. That's why I married white man. That's what I like.
Hold up.
There was a point even in the situation where while I think Jeannie was pregnant, she went onto a podcast and she even talked about the fact that she had to, tame her dragon because basically, she had this lethal mouth. Nobody had checked her, and being in the relationship with Jeezy not only brought those things to the surface, but also made her realize that if I want to be with this man, I'm going to have to fix these things.
I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy, and here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, that's not flying here. You can press that button and boom, the dragon comes out.
Now, obviously, they were not able to get on the same page in whatever regard. And Jeezy okay, actually filed for divorce. So normally there's the woman who files for the divorce in the situation. Statistically, it's proven that women at a way higher percentage are the ones who file for divorce. This was a very different scenario, okay? Jeezy filed for divorce. Jeannie Mai claims that, she found out on social media with everybody else.
I think at the time when I found out, at the same time as the rest of the world, that my marriage was ending in divorce, I was gutted.
Now, the thing is about that situation is, maybe she found out about the actual papers being filed on social media, but I'm pretty sure based off of the things that she was saying in that, interview before and talking about how she knew she had to get it together before the two of them, their relationship would break up.
He never told me to fix my temper. I just saw it and I thought, unless I want to stay in this place where I lose this person I love and I stay in my comfort zone of doing what I want to do, now that I know it exists and the dragon's there, what if I got rid of that? How do I keep that dragon or store it in its place so that it never creates havoc in my life?
It leads me to believe that, he probably was like, if you do this again, this is going to end. And she probably took it as, something that was a joke or not so serious, or she didn't really believe him fully until he actually committed to that situation and actually filing for divorce. Jeezy is a man that wasn't married prior. I know that he did have a child or children before that, but never been married. And so, a lot of men don't wait to a certain stage to be married, to then be disrespected.
I don't want no enemies. I don't want no issues. I just want peace. I just want joy. And I just want freedom. I love my freedom.
But did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually addressed it,
right.
Tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening.
No.
Well, then shit, you tried.
Right. And so what's interesting is that they had a very, very messy divorce, right? It was, the custody situation.
And now the custody battle over Monaco is getting tumultuous as Jeezy responds to the domestic abuse claims Jeannie made in her recent court filing. In a statement to ET, he says the allegations are not only false, but also deeply disturbing, especially coming from someone I loved.
Then Jeannie started to come forth with information about, him attacking her and all these kind of things, which is very interesting, right? Because she didn't file for divorce, he did. But all of a sudden, since she's not getting what she wanted out of the relationship, now there's a scenario that she has to bring up all these things. I don't know if it's to save face or because she's humiliated, whatever the case was.
This malicious attempt to tarnish my character and disrupt my family is ridiculous.
There was even a clip where she went to his house and she couldn't get all the stuff that she wanted. She wanted to be able to walk all up and through his house. He didn't want that, and so she called the police.
Check on an emergency. This is an emergency. My name is Jeannie Mai, and I'm calling because I have a court order to be able to enter my old home. I'm going through a divorce right now. My old home, and I'm here now, and the owner isn't permitting me in. So I wanted to ask if there's an officer who can help me come out and make a report of the situation.
You have a list of property that you're going to pick up today?
I have what has been boxed up, and I'm not being permitted into the house to access the further things that are inside the house that belong to me.
There's nothing. It's all in the garage.
Do you know my personal items that I moved over?
It might. I think.
I'm just asking.
You just want to check on the furniture that you came with. Is that correct?
I want to do my walkthrough. That's the court order. Let me do my walkthrough, and what I'm personally checking is my belongings. I moved my whole life from Los Angeles to here. I also had a baby here. I lived in this house. I decorated this whole house. So yes.
During the messy situation, she also, basically was talking about how she felt like their child was unsafe. She wanted to get full custody. It was a mess. It was a mess. Okay? It was a mess. She posted this on her social media, and it says, "The last few years humbled me, stretched me, broke me open, and rebuilt me. I'm finally ready to share why." Now, I wanted to deep dive into this because, as I said before, based off of what I've seen in regards to the entire situation that was unfolding, because, we covered it from, the beginning of the divorce all the way down. And from what I've seen, right, I think that a lot of what Jeannie was doing through the divorce proceedings, through, the whole, what they're going to do with custody and all that, a lot of that was, in my opinion, her being vindictive. Okay. And this is all of these things I'm talking about is just my personal opinion. And the reason why I feel that it was her being vindictive is because, you know, she felt that the rug was pulled from under her feet.
I was gutted.
Now, it's a very different scenario when sometimes you see women go on social media and like play or parade around, you know, after they're the ones who filed for divorce and then act like they're trying to rebuild something when it was, you know, they were the cause of it.
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm in my hoe phase right now.
Now, it's a difference when you're the cause of the divorce, maybe in a different way, right? Whereas you are a part of the demise and the man stands firm and says, I am actively not going to continue dealing with this. This is not going to be something that I'm okay with. I'm not going to parade around and act like you're not doing anything wrong. I'm actively standing here and say, it is over. I'm done with you. I'm done with your foolishness. That's a different kind of situation.
He never told me to fix my temper. I just saw it and I thought, unless I want to stay in this place where I lose this person I love.
And so what really stood out to me is the fact that she said that this situation humbled her in a different way. And so it is leading me to believe that she's doing something that I have not seen a lot of women do. And that is, in the situation, be self-reflective. Okay. In a lot of the situations, you know, I can only compare it to another publicized divorce, and that is, you know, the likes of Tia Mowry. When Tia Mowry divorced her husband, she walked around saying that, you know, she feels so much happier and more freer or whatever.
I do have a feeling and a sense of freedom following my divorce.
Jeannie Mai has talked about certain things. Jeannie Mai has done some stuff that I am just in my personal opinion. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe she's speaking her truth. I don't know because I wasn't there. But a lot of the stuff just seemed very trifling. Okay. And petty. And, you know, but beyond the court documents and beyond court filings and beyond, you know, body cam stuff being revealed, you know, a lot of the things that she's done has been behind the door. And, you know, Jeezy has gone on to, you know, do interviews. And he said that him and Jeannie are now finally in a better place.
But I know that was like an intense time, you know, last year. You going through all of that, even with, you know, the custody battle. You did one and everything. Where are things with you and your ex now?
Peace.
That's good.
Yeah, peace, man. I'm all about understanding. I'm all about what's best for everybody. Yeah. The greater good.
What I'm interesting to see from this situation is I'm interested to see how she navigates this situation, you know? She said that she's going to explain why, and she's going to explain the details of the situation. So I'm definitely going to, you know, be tuning in and try to figure out and navigate so I can bring it to you guys. But it seems that this is a very different process. It seems that there is a space of accountability that it looks like she is coming from. It looks like she's going to, she's talking about also what she experienced in the situation. But the fact that she said through the hurt, through the pain, that she's navigated it, and been reflective, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if she does what the norm of women do, which is put all the blame on the man and just act like they're the victim, or if she presents a certain level of accountability going forward. So I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to know what you guys think about this entire situation. What do you think is going to come forth from you know, her conversations? Are we going to all play it to ear, you know, play it by ear together? We'll figure that out in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.
Rivah TV.